Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. You're right. So we're having One-Hit Wonder Wednesday.
One-Hit Wonder and White Woman Wednesday.
White Woman Wednesday. Got a new white woman for us. She's spectacular.
Is she got opinions?
She's got the dumbest opinions.
Now I'm actually interested.
It's not even like hard opinions like, our good friend Kylie will give or Jess. Her opinions are just the dumbest opinions ever.
Like if money wasn't green, it wouldn't really be money.
Yeah, it's like it's that like, you bet we're stupid and angry. And I'm like, what? And then like in the next text, well, I'm not stupid. Like, okay. So we got some of the fun stuff there today. Probably talk a little bit about Iran and the USA. I don't know what's going on there. They get any money yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. So is it?
We got to get a pallet, and we can't find one.
Well, that's because Obama gave it to him. So because of the thing. Here's the thing. Here's a question for everybody out there. If this deal was goal, World Cup's on. Goal, World Cup. Portugal scored. If this was Obama who did this deal, how would everybody feel on the right? What would they be saying?
The worst thing in the world is going to bring about the end of the country.
Which country? Ours? Theirs?
I don't know. One of them.
Well, somebody's losing their country.
Cape Verde is gone. It's history.
Cape. There's no such thing as
They
Cape.
were scheduled for more games this week.
Oh, get ready, Cape. By the way, speaking of the World Cup, if you guys have not seen, Scotland has drank Boston dry. They've had to order special amounts of beer to be brought in.
You're not joking either.
No.
This is the truth.
There was a video that was so funny of there's like 40 or 50 people inside of one of these liquor stores. Everybody's going in there. And a lady came in and, it's like a grocery store, but like she bought 2 bottles of water and they booed her. But they've drank everything dry. There's nothing left in some places. They're like, we don't have any alcohol left. Except for Budweiser. That's what they kept saying. All they had was Bud Light. I don't want Bud Light. I came for drinking. Yeah, they're professionals. There's no doubt about that.
Hey, the Scottish can't whine about Bud Light. They wear dresses.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Adams Brewery is working 24/7. They had to put on shifts. They 4 times the amount that they do on St. Patty's Day is what they're doing. Think about having that many things happening drink-wise, that they're doing 4 times as much as they would on St. Patty's Day. It's insane. It is there.
That's a lot of booze.
It's a lot of booze. That is a lot of booze. I've not seen many videos of people not drinking in Boston, which is a normal thing for Boston, but not like this. These people I think the people in Boston are like, I think these people are professionals. I think this is their jobs. This is what they do. Well, if you live on a tiny rock in the North Sea and you don't even live in the good part, you'd probably drink a lot too. So, goodness me. Yeah, it was interesting talking about the thermostat. What do you keep your thermostat at?
I don't. That's my roommate's.
What does she keep it at?
Probably, we got one of those fancy digital ones.
Oh.
So during the day when we're gone, it's probably high 70s, and then when we get home, it comes on like an hour before to cool it down to around 70.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to have it chilly.
I prefer that too.
I have to have it. I cannot. I don't know how Ken does it in the Elantra.
I think he's insane. I genuinely think he's got a mental issue.
It's been nice the past couple of days, boys.
Yeah, it has. But I'm telling you, man, that Elantra.
Well, when you have mental issues, that's something that a person with mental issues would say.
Well, that's what that butterfly who lives in my beard says.
You got one that talks to you?
Yeah. Every now and then he comes out.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
So does a blue parakeet.
Oh, it's all happening for you. I don't know what you're taking, but I'll tell you what. Marsha Blackburn wouldn't like it. She would not like that thing at all. What did you have? You look like you're having fun, adults. This is one of the things they're saying about Boston is the
I freaking love that story.
the police and everybody have just said, you know what, we're just going to loosen up and let them have fun.
Yeah,
Because they're bringing so much money.
right, and just contain it.
Yes. Well, that's all you do. Right? And you've got all these people. And did you see the English are in Texas? Because they've got a game today. They kick off. They went to the Dallas-Fort Worth Rodeo. And the Dallas-Fort Worth Rodeo is like, we've never seen anything like this. They chanted the whole song. They were cheering for the bulls.
Yeah.
Right? They're just totally like, what is this all about?
And that's a very famous long-time rodeo, too.
Oh, yes.
So,
They have like country music stars that play
yes.
that thing.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff, man. I tell you what, we got some crazy. Kylie today's on fire with her. She's got that's, and she was in another incident.
Oh, boy.
She was right in the center of the incident.
I'm telling you what, she needs to just stay home. One of
Yes.
these days, something bad's going to happen to her.
Yeah.
Well, I guess something bad happens to her all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Poor woman just can't catch a break.
No, it sucks when you can't catch a break. It sucks.
She's always putting herself right in the line of fire and getting hit with opinions she can't stand.
So, somebody said, Clint, I'll send him to Wisconsin. They'll show you real drinking.
No.
No.
Not
You got to
this
think
is-
about the alcohol that the Scots drink it's got higher alcohol levels. They drink more of it. And again, Wisconsin's another one of those places where you're just like, when they look at like all of the alcoholics, like counties in the country, 82 of the 84 are in this state.
I tell you what, though, boys, there's some boys from Wisconsin with a brewery right down the road. That is the best beer in Tennessee, bar none.
What is
I cannot get enough of it.
what's the content of Scottish beer? I mean, what the alcohol content?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, these boys have a 10.5.
So that means that the Scottish beer is probably a 72.3.
it's just pure alcohol with a little food dye.
I'd love to try some Scottish beer, man.
So, yeah.
We always joke about, Americans and drinking and alcoholism and stuff like that. The Scottish have turned it into an actual legitimate lifestyle.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
And you know what? They just all function. That's kind of what it is. If everybody's drunk, then it's just not a problem.
didn't the morning of the day Bon Scott died, didn't he down a bottle of gin at 8 o'clock that morning?
Yeah.
Which is
Which was probably what he did every day leading up to it.
Yeah, he drank a lot.
yeah.
He had a problem. It got in the way of him being a rock star. That's when you know you got a real problem. When it gets in the way of you doing the things that you shouldn't be doing anyways.
But what's cool about what I see about Europe is just everybody has a pint. At some
Yes.
point in the day, everybody has a pint.
Or 3 or 4, and then when you get back
Yeah.
to work, you cut back to 1.
Absolutely. 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. Yeah. Well, Father, how many did you have today? 4.
Set to work.
Same thing with the Irish, by the way. The Irish, oh, Lord. And, somebody just said, my family's from Wisconsin. The winters are long and cold. It's the same thing. The winters and summers in Europe are long and cold. And you go out there and you drink, and that's what they do. They've turned it into an art form. But they're
It's
having
either
a good
that or
time.
beat your kids.
Huh?
It's either that or beat your kids.
Yeah, that. Those are the two choices you have in Europe anymore. But I'll tell you what, they've turned this in. They're having a great time. They're bringing their money, which is always a nice thing.
That is a nice
Everybody's
thing.
worried. It's like, nobody's going to show up. They've showed up in droves.
Oh, yeah.
In droves. Last night, I was up, and I'm like, it was late, and I'm like, oh, cool. The Austria was taking on Jordan. I'm like, Austria taking on Jordan. It's 9 o'clock on the West Coast. It was sold out. It was packed. And, and the Norwegians are having the best time of their lives, too. Have you seen them?
Huh.
They do the row. So instead of the team takes a picture, Ken, all of them, they
Right.
either got suits. They took Viking pictures, and their fans do a row where they're all together and they, row, and they're going up and down escalators one by one, row. It's just, they're having a good time.
They're just having a blast,
That's
man.
exactly it.
And it is such a great distraction.
Yeah. So somebody wants to know what place were you talking about, Ken? What?
I will not say that on the air. because there's no money involved.
There you guys go. Just know that it's Wisconsin-y.
Yep.
There you go. Wisconsin-y.
Somebody asked what kind of seltzer he drank yesterday on the text line, and I asked him, and he goes, "Is there a sponsorship involved?"
Yeah, man,
Like,
I'm not just going to start
no.
throwing off brands out there without getting paid.
That's right.
That's the business we're in.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely correct. You know, I mean, I get it. You know what? You're right. I'm not doing that anymore. By the way, I went to a golf place yesterday. I took my son golfing, kind of. McCabe. It was pretty cool. I've never been there. But you ever been there?
Me?
No, I know you haven't. But McCabe Park, it was awesome. I didn't know it was the busiest. They said it was the busiest course in Tennessee.
And it's a public course.
It's a
right?
public course. So there's 3 9-hole golf courses. But we just went because Jack wanted to get out and go hit balls and stuff. And, I'm still kind of recovering from
Look at the hot chicks.
so many. I told Jack, I said, I don't know where they're coming from. They're just, I have never seen that many beautiful women in one area. Just wandering around. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on over here. I said, is there a machine? It's like one of those things where you almost feel like, this feels like a cult. I mean, it's a good cult. We may want to join it. So.
That's one thing I noticed about Idaho. Whenever we first moved to Idaho, apparently a lot of Norwegians and Swedes moved to Idaho at some point.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, I'm a little fella. Every girlfriend I ever had outside of a couple were shorter than me. Everybody's been taller than me. But these freaking women in Idaho were tall.
Yeah, they're made of good stock.
Yes.
They're made of very good stock. It's the Midwest, like North Dakota, like you go there and you see their last names are like Svensson and Jensen. There's lots of Svens and Zens in there. I don't know what it is. Well, you know what? They like the cold, man. They're drawn to it. They understand ice.
They love the cold in Idaho.
Don't the Irish have an affinity for Idaho too because of the potatoes?
They might.
They do not.
Oh, okay.
They do not have an affinity for that.
They got some good beer in Idaho. I'll tell you that right now, but I'm not going to tell you what kind it is.
Idaho beer?
Yeah.
Is it potato beer?
It's breweries.
Is it potato beer?
Breweries. Nah, I never had any potato beer.
I bet you they have that too. They got everything now.
Is there a vegetable or grain that they don't make into vodka? Is there like broccoli vodka?
Kale.
Kale. It's got to be kale, man.
I bought a bottle of vodka like 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember what it was made of, but it wasn't potatoes, and it wasn't any kind of grain. I can't believe I can't remember it.
It's got to be kale. Anything with kale, because kale is just, as we all know, the worst. Tofu. They got a tofu vodka?
No, I bet you money they do.
Probably. Don't.
For the vegans.
What is that? Again, it's a cube of, it's just gross. It goes
It's
along
a cube
with
of soybean mush.
Ugh, it's just evil. It's you know what it is? It's soybean poop. That's what you're eating. You don't want to eat soybean poop. Trust me.
That's rough business.
That is a rough business. Try
I don't
selling
want
that.
to eat soybeans.
Try selling that. Ken, I'm on the board of the Tennessee Craft Beers Guild.
Yes, sir.
I own a brewery in Springfield.
All right.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. Email me.
Spotted Cow is a fave.
That is outstanding.
Hey, you just
Yeah, but this person said it first.
Yeah.
yeah, but he just gave him the freebie.
But he didn't give the brewery a freebie.
I know where to get it.
Yeah, see, Bill, think. Got to think.
And
I'm not
let me
paid
tell you
enough to
something.
think.
That is, I'll tell you right now, that's one of the best lagers I've ever had. I'm not a big lager guy. I'm more of an IPA guy, but that lager, whoo, it's different. And it's made by Wisconsinites.
Wisconsin, that is a place.
They make good beer up there, boy.
Here's the thing in Wisconsin. If you could figure out how to regenerate livers in mass, because, like you can donate a liver, they take it because it grows back. But if you could do it in mass, do you know how, and kidney, oh God. I mean, the person who has the dialysis machines running out there just must be killing it. So, I mean, just absolutely
They
just.
make good cheese up there in Wisconsin, too.
They do. They do. They make them big, though, the ladies and the men. I'm just saying. I've been to Wisconsin. They do. I've been to Milwaukee. You want to feel good about yourself? That's a place you go where you're like, you know what? Because I was talking to our boss because he went to Iceland. I go, have you ever seen more beautiful human beings? He's like, no. I go, Wisconsin's the same. You go there, you're like, I feel good about me. They're made of good stock, is what we're saying. Coming up, a lot of stuff to get to. Who holds the belt? Is it Bell?
Yeah, it's
That's me. I won.
I thought we
with,
disqualified you for being Bell, but and for fall asleep.
Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
It beat your choice.
It did. My choice was good last week. I think a couple really good choices. Today, not so much, but mine's fun, and that's really all that matters. A lot of other good stuff. We got White Woman Wednesday. We'll discuss a bunch of other stuff. Bell, of course, has sports because he deals in sports like you could not. I can't shut him up when we're sitting there talking. He's just, sports, ball, blah, blah, blah. And who knows what else we'll get to today. If you're missing the show, shame on you, grab the podcast. Chad Ben Show, Super Tough, 99.7. You know, it goes great with your beer. Omaha Steaks. Yo, baby. That's right. Omaha Steaks right now. Father's Day, still time to get Pops Omaha Steaks. Why Omaha Steaks? Because it's amazing. It's incredible. They got a big Father's Day sale going on right this second. And what are they going to deliver to you? Well, it's up to you. Like, what do you think Dad wants? Does he want just all steaks? Maybe fillets wrapped in bacon? Does he want, they've got, you name it, sirloin. They've got everything you can think of steak-wise. Maybe on top sirloin. Oh, how about this? Filet mignon, right? They're wrapped in bacon. They got a little bit of this stuff you can put on top of it that you get with the package. It's just the most incredible thing. Or maybe you want burgers for Pops. Whatever it is, they've got it for you right now. Huge sale. 50, 60+% off. All you have to do is go to omahasteaks.com. And when you do that, you're going to save an extra $35 off at checkout when you use my code Benson. So win Father's Day, 100% unconditional money back guarantee. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code Benson. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. Terms apply. See site for details.
All right, so the entire 14 points of this 2-month ceasefire deal with Iran that is supposed to be signed on Friday has been released by a senior Trump administration official. We'll let you know about some of that coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I wonder how close it is to all the other stuff we've been seeing out there.
Yeah, yesterday Axios released something very similar to this.
Yeah, I figured it. I figured it would be because Trump. He calls Axios. He does. He's close with Axios, and and there's people talk about leaks. There are leaks, and then there are leaks. Sometimes stuff gets out that's not supposed to, and a lot of times administrations and other people will leak stuff on purpose.
Just to see what the reaction is.
See what the reaction is going to be. Speaking of reactions.
It's 9 a.m. at the coffee bar. She's live streaming from her car. Fair trade, tote, brand of new HD, telling workers what they ought to be. Let me center your experience. She said, speaking over everyone. Got a thread for every human sin, but blocks you if you don't chime in. It's White Woman Wednesday.
So as I told you guys, and we know how much we love our girl Kylie, sometimes she puts herself in positions, and this one is spectacular because, well, I mean, it wouldn't be her if it didn't involve her being, first of all, being a champion for all the people that need a champion, and of course, being in the midst of something.
I was at the bar last night, and someone was being incredibly transphobic to one of my friends, and it pissed me the off, so I decided to make a video about it to show what not to do. Basically, there were these two dudes, probably in their 50s, and my friend was taking photos with this guy because he asked nicely. He was like, "Hey, can I get in your pictures?" And she was like, "Sure." So we just took a selfie with all of us, and then I went off to smoke my joint by myself in the corner to look at the view of the city. This guy turns to his friend and he whispers, "What's wrong with that picture? That must be a chick with a what a T-slur." And I turned to him and I was like, "What did you just say?" And he looked away. He avoided eye contact. And I was like, "What the did you just say? Say it again." And he wouldn't say it. And I was like, "Okay, maybe if you guys were nicer to women, we would want you in our pictures. It's the fact that you're sitting over here sulking like losers." And I walked inside and he was like, "Okay, whatever, man." And I was like, "Okay." But it just pissed me off because the girl that he was calling trans wasn't trans. But I have multiple transgender friends. And it's the normalization of these types of comments and saying things that are aggressive and creepy that is just completely unacceptable. And that is what leads to violence against trans people over time. If you see something, if you see a comment like this made, call it out because that was so gross.
Oh, what will we do without Kylie?
I just have to be honest with you. The fact that they thought your friend was a dude in a dress and then wasn't, what does that say about your pal? But it's always about her. I love that.
I think she is lying through her teeth.
I just the whole I was gonna go smoke a joint. We're like, okay, that's it. That I've seen.
All
that,
right.
That's about on par with what some of the stuff I've seen. But my favorite part is, and here's the other funny thing: that person wasn't even trans. I'm like, oh my god, your friend is so masculine.
Oh, little Kylie.
Oh, Lord. She is spectacular. That is so sad. Sad indeed.
I mean, boys, she can't get away from it.
No.
It just, it's an affliction for her.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. When you decide that you're going to be an activist and you're going to fight the man.
Well, yeah, I guess you're.
And it mostly just the white man.
Yeah.
When you're going to fight the white, heteronormative, white male, you got to get in the mix of it all. And she is in the scrum of her life with transphobic people who are calling out, "Hey, your friend looks like a chick with a..." And first of all, that's jerky and mean. And that's how we get violence against trans people. And secondly, my friend's just very masculine, but does have a vagina.
And a guest star one time said something. It had me in the floor rolling.
She said
that her mother called her a handsome woman.
She's gotten to the point where she has to search out things to be offended over, or she has no content.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
She literally is stuck in this loop where she either quits her TikTok.
Yeah.
Or she's having to scramble to find new content constantly.
Correct. That's correct.
That's pretty much the job.
Well, yeah, when you're going to live and die by a certain thing, right? And, if politics is all you do or activism is all you do, nobody wants to hear you talk about other things. That's why we do fun stuff like this, and we do what's coming up next, which is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Last week, I lost by one vote.
You got rocked.
I got boat raced. Not tuna boat raced, because we don't have a tuna boat.
Yeah, still working on that memorandum of understanding. It's now gone up to 2 points. I don't have enough money, and I can't pull it.
Well, don't worry. It's okay, because you know what? We're going to get some, because we've talked to the Gulf states, and they're going to put $300 billion into a special fund that we'll be able to access if we can get a nuclear weapon, which we should all be working on, by the way. I watched that, and my first thought is, you know what? Just be easier to find somebody to help you build a nuclear weapon than hold your city hostage.
I have some recreational nukes, but they're not large enough to really go to war with.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's just enough to make your day bad. You don't want that kind of stuff. But we got One Hit Wonder Wednesday, and we'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Speaking of the forecast, at least 2 people are dead from severe storms in Texas. This is the same system that has just become the first named storm of 2026, Tropical Storm Arthur.
On Monday, the body of a woman whose car had been swept into a flooded creek was found still inside the vehicle. About 250 miles to the east, a day later, several teenagers were playing near a retention pond when one of them went into the water and didn't resurface. Using sonar equipment, searchers later found the body of that 15-year-old.
So the complete 14-point U.S.-Iran peace deal has apparently finally been revealed by the Trump administration. Looks like the New York Post has released what it says is the full 14 points, and we will be going over that in detail. Going to look at least one of the points here. The memorandum calls for an end to military operations, a rollback of the U.S. naval blockade, and a commitment from Iran to not pursue nuclear weapons. In return, the U.S. would allow Iranian oil exports and begin easing economic restrictions while negotiations continue. Both sides now have up to 60 days to finalize a permanent agreement backed by the United Nations. But right now, at this point, nothing is signed. Axios is even reporting that one of the diplomat from one of the countries as part of the mediators is saying that the U.S. and Iran have discussed today signing something as soon as today. So stay tuned. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Our good friends at United Structural Systems would like to make sure that you're okay. They're going to give you a free inspection. Come on out, make sure that everything is good to go. When it comes to things like your foundation. Ooh, what about your basement, crawl space? Stuff happens, those cracks. Next thing you know, water gets in, gets a little ugly. You don't really notice it. All of a sudden, those little things become big things. And here's another great thing. USS is introducing 24 months, no interest financing options. Good now through the end of June. So take advantage of this right now. We know what happens. The ground swells, right? Oversaturation. All of a sudden, we've had no rain, then a whole bunch of rain. Things becomes just horrible. All of a sudden, cracks. wood rots. No, my goodness, mold, which is nasty. You don't want any part of that. That's why you want USS. Call USS today. Go to 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or USSTN.com, USSTN.com for United Structural Systems. Get peace of mind now and pay later.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
The Wellness Institute of Nashville. Check out their website, painisbad.com, or call 615-246-5009. Right now, the epic spinal specials going on. $33 off each visit. Here's the beauty of wellness. Dr. Mitchell, who, of course, supplies us with our amazing belt here, but he takes care of you in ways you cannot believe. First and foremost is knowledge. Secondly, innovation. And that innovation leads to things like no surgery, no injections, no painkillers. Medical Bay 1. Ask him about it. Go see it. Futuristic healing machine, or it's going to massage your body. Then it's got full body lasers using red light, including near infrared. It also adds stem cell stimulation for tissue regeneration, uses photons of wavelengths for the ultimate in healing. So if you're sick and tired of having the pain that you do and I don't want to have surgery or any of that stuff, go see Dr. Mitchell at the Wellness Institute Nashville. Go to painisbad.com. Save today, $33 off each visit, or call 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009 for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. All right, each and every week we have a little bit of fun called One Hit Wonder Wednesday. This is where we delve into a song that was here for a moment, sometimes for quite a long time. Sometimes we don't even know who the hell the artist is anymore, and usually that's a Bell thing. And then you guys vote, decide who's got the best of the one-hit wonder. The winner gets what, Bell?
The belt that Dr. Mitchell gave us.
That's right.
And it looks like a legit wrestling belt. It is heavy. It's probably like 15 pounds.
Yeah, that thing is.
It is, man.
It is.
I've been curling with it, man. I'm getting some guns curling the one-hit
Pardon me, how
belt.
are you curling with my belt?
It's in the newsroom, Brother Bilal.
I thought I took it home.
No, it's just like
We can't let you take it home, Bell. Not in your condition. You don't even take the food home we give
He
you.
doesn't take his steaks home.
I know. My God.
They're at home.
Finally.
2 of them are in the refrigerator. 2 of them are in the freezer.
There you go.
That's way to go, Brother Bilal.
Finally. He'll get to that in several months. So let's get busy and find out who wins this week. Mostly Chad.
Now it's time for another edition of One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
You may not remember the name of the band, but you definitely know the song. This is One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
All right, Bell, you won last week, so you get to go first today, cheater.
Yeah, this is going to be fun because I'm going to make a lot of people mad. While not technically a one-hit wonder, you're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody that remembers anything this artist did besides their biggest single. And it came out in the 70s.
That is it. That was it. Did he have any other hits?
Yes, but nobody remembers them. It's like a Lee Greenwood type situation.
Oh,
where he had hits, but nobody is ever going to remember anything except for God Bless the USA.
God bless the U.S. That's right. He did have hits. But did Lee never had any more hits on the Billboard, just regular top 40 Hot 100 thing? So.
On the top 40?
Yeah, on the country, he had a bunch, but yeah, because we don't go based on, what's it called? The genre. It's top 40. If Casey wasn't doing it.
Unless we want to change the rules, then we do it.
Which we're allowed to do. Because it's our show. We're like the government. We're doing kind of what we want. So just deal with this. Okay? Okay, fantastic. I like that one, man. God, that song, though. That thing lasts. It might still be going.
No, it's 8.5.
It's longer than Richie Valens' career.
They literally, it was so long it wouldn't fit onto the A side of a single. So they had to split it in half and put the second half of the song on the B side.
How long was that?
Like, I think 12 minutes.
God. That's,
and of course, that's
like a whole album for the Ramones.
Yeah, it really is. Actually, that almost might be 2 records for the Ramones.
That is. That's a double-sided album right there. All right, what do you have for us, young Ken? What happened to these guys?
One of them lives here. Yeah, Brian's the one that lives here. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Brian
So mu-
Forsyth is the first person to get me to eat sushi, and he browbeat me into it.
Really?
Yeah. And now I'm like addicted to the stuff.
Man.
Well, no. We were at dinner after a Whitesnake show when they were opening up for Whitesnake, and he ordered something, and I'm like, "What is that?" It just looked odd to me. He goes, "Well, try a piece." I'm like, "No," and he's like, "No, try a piece, and I'll tell you what it is." And it took a little while, but he finally got me to try a piece, and then it turned out to be the most mundane piece of sushi you can get, which is California roll.
You got a California roll. I'm like, what is that? It's looking at me.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look at me. That is a lots of Aquanet. So much. Like, that's a catch your hair on fire kind of thing. So much Aquanet. What if you were great, but you couldn't grow your hair out? And Judas Priest, obviously, even though they were like the hair band, they were still in that era, but he was always going bald. Yeah.
Yeah, once he really kind of started to go bald, he just shaved it.
Because he went for it, because he knew, right? He was strong in who he was, as we recognized. Mine, first of all, mine comes from, you probably never even heard of this guy. It was crazy. Yesterday, in fact, there was a little trailer that came out about his new movie that he's getting ready to do, where he plays the donkey in Shrek. But way back in the day, he made a bet, this Eddie Murphy character, with one Richard Pryor. He said, I bet you $100,000 you can't do a song and make it a hit, because he says, I could totally do this. And he goes, you need to slip some jokes in there as well. And it's got to be a purely musical album. It can't be anything else.
You know why it worked?
Why?
Rick James.
That's why it worked. So Rick James said, you know what's hilarious too? There was a blizzard in Buffalo. And so he got, stuck there with Rick James because he was going to produce it, which was hilarious, which he did. He also skipped, are you ready for this? He skipped We Are the World. You know who wasn't invited to We Are the World? Rick James.
But Eddie was?
Eddie was.
Wow.
You know what? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But when all was said and done, ladies and gentlemen, it got to number 2. Only Lionel Richie's Say You, Say Me could stop this party. Oh, yeah, it is. And the video is hilarious. It is just so funny because Rick is everywhere in the video. Because cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yes, it is.
It is.
And he told you all the time.
All the time. All the time. The album was the album for whatever it was, but they did have Boogie in the Butt, which is another one of the great songs.
Wasn't that the second single?
Yeah. Put a telephone in your butt. Put a dinosaur bone in your butt.
The poll is up on the YouTube chat. Currently, I'm in first place, and you two are tied for second.
Oh, that's okay. Bell,
Well,
he rigs it. He rigs it.
You were the early favorite last week, and I pulled out a win. So that doesn't mean we're okay. Now I'm at 50%, and Chad's at 29, 38.
There we go. It's going to happen, though, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's One Hit Wonder. You guys know what to do. Go vote on it. See who wins the belt. Speaking of belts, sometimes they give those things for sports if you do really well. Speaking of sports, Bell does sports. We do that straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 98.7. Relief Factor is awesome. I take it every single day. It is amazing. It helps me in so many ways. And I'm telling you guys right now, try Relief Factor. If you're sick and tired of being sore, if you're sick and tired of aches and pains in your joints, and a lot of that is just inflammation. And the beauty of Relief Factor is it fights inflammation. Naturally formulated. You can take it every single day. It is going to help fight that inflammation. Plus our diets. Guys, our diets aren't always great. And because of that, well, you know what happens then? Yeah, it becomes ugly because it starts to inflame more, and then one little thing becomes something bigger. Relief Factor fights all that for you. 1776 to celebrate Independence Day. Relief Factor has something for you by going to relieffactor.com. A 3-week quick start is just $17.76. Get your Relief Factor now. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com.
Hey, this is Pastor Al, and join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.
Newly released 14-point agreement between the United States and Iran. We'll tell you what's in it coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, what's in that thing? We're going to find out soon. Before we do that, let's find out about sports.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops. Let's talk some sports with Bell.
Bell's got sports because he's a sports mofo. What you got for us, Bell?
All right, I got a kicky ball question.
Go for it.
Why does Argentina bother to have anybody on the field but Messi?
Well, you need a lot because as good as he is, he's just a little fella. The reality is there's not
3 goals solo in one game.
Yeah, last night he scored 3 goals.
But he's got to have a cast of characters.
And they only scored 3 goals.
Yes. Yeah.
And they were all his.
Yeah. He's good. I mean, you know, it's weird. He ages in a way that is.
How old is he?
39. I think he turns 39 next week.
He looks older than that.
So what is it, Brother Chad? Does he just get himself in a? Is he the best at getting in a position to make goals?
Yes. His mind is a second ahead of everybody else. You know what? He floats into positions where he finds the ball And then you're terrified that his pass is going to be precision, so you just make no decision, which allows him to do whatever he wants.
Gotcha.
He probably thinks like a chess player.
Yeah. It's kind of, Wayne Gretzky used to say, everybody else skates to the puck. I skate to where it's going.
Ah, yeah.
And it's the same thing with him. He finds these little pockets. And then what happens is you're afraid to get near him because he's going to make you look stupid. And then you stand back, and then all of a sudden he makes a pass. And boom, that's it. You can't, some guys will beat you like yesterday, Erling Haaland, who plays for Norway. He beats you out of pure physical strength and the want to get to the ball before you do. And also the want to go through you if he has to, because he's a Viking. Yeah. And then, like Kylian Mbappe, the star for France, he just beat you because athletically, you're never going to stop him.
He's just faster.
But he's like, Messi's kind of fast, but he's quick. But it's his mind. He sees things that you just don't see in the field. He'll look up, and like you said, chess. He's looked at the board, and he knows exactly where he's going to be. And the second goal he scored last night, McAllister took a shot, and Messi started taking. The minute that he took the shot, everybody else froze, waiting for the goalie to save it. Messi was on a full sprint, and the goalie dropped the ball, and Messi just knocked it in. And everybody else was just kind of looking around. It's just something about him. He's brilliant that way. That's why he's the best all time, because it's, like anything, it's hard to compare eras.
Yeah.
Maradona played at a time when, they break him in half and nobody get in trouble. Now you play at a time where you sneeze on somebody, you get thrown out of the game.
Yeah.
What would he have done? Plus, Maradona did a lot more cocaine than Messi ever did, which was part of the problem. His tortured genius. But, so.
Who did Pele play for? Was it Brazil?
Yeah,
Okay.
He played for Brazil. And, Pele was another one of the ones. He played at a time when they kicked him out one of the World Cups. They tried to break his. There was I think it was, what World Cup was it, 58, 62, where there was no thought of playing the ball. Like, trying to break his legs time and time
Really?
again. Yep.
Wow.
That's all they were trying to do. They were just, let's break his legs. We'll just go do that.
So when did soccer actually develop some sportsmanship?
Because of that World Cup, I think it was that's when they brought cards in, and because at that time there was no getting kicked out and stuff.
Wow.
They brought stuff in, but he just I'll just break you in half and you can't stop me. And Pele took it a lot more, where Maradona did not take it well. Maradona would lose his mind, and he did a lot of cocaine.
That's just weird that, for his era, obviously he was probably paid well, and people are trying to take away his livelihood while he's doing his job.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, because there was no rules against it. Really.
It's nuts.
You get a foul. That's pretty much about it. You really have to go like, I don't even think they did. They had to bring rules in to protect him. But Messi is he's so far ahead of everybody. And as he gets older, his mind is better. And he plays a way where he doesn't exert himself. He doesn't run for the sake of running.
What's the average top end for a player in terms of age?
Oh, now 32. But these guys keep themselves in a position now, too, with their body that they can go much longer. Kind of like, this Tom Brady character. Coming up, hour number 2. Oh, we're going to find out what's in this deal, huh? Let's find out. Let's see who won, huh? Did I win? Did you win? I don't think anybody won. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. A newly released 14-point agreement between the United States and Iran outlines an immediate ceasefire and a path toward a broader peace deal. The memorandum calls for an end to military operations, a rollback of the U.S. naval blockade, and a commitment from Iran not to pursue nuclear weapons. In return, the U.S. would allow Iranian oil exports and begin easing economic restrictions while negotiations continue. Both sides would have up to 60 days to finalize a permanent agreement backed by the United Nations. Axios is reporting a diplomat for one of the mediating countries says the U.S. and Iran actually discussed signing this thing officially today instead of waiting until Friday. Attorneys for Luigi Mangione, the person accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, are petitioning for psychiatric argument to be presented at his trial. Defense attorneys arguing Mangione suffered an extreme emotional disturbance at the time Thompson was killed. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer says if the argument's allowed at trial, it could change Mangione's sentencing.
At the time in which Mangione committed the crime, this is what the defense is going to argue, he had an extreme emotional disturbance. He acted upon that extreme emotional disturbance, and it was objective considering who he is in the circumstances that he was. And if that happens, it actually reduces the penalties that Mangione faces. He could still possibly go to jail or prison, but that's how it changes his case.
Now there's a final chapter in the Gilgo Beach killings case. Rex Uerman has been sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole after pleading guilty to 7 murders. He admitted to an 8th, and the judge condemned him in court. His victims' families delivered emotional statements. The judge said he was a coward. Well, consumers continued to defy economists' expectations in May. ABC's Jim Ryan says cash registers were ringing loudly.
Retail sales jumped 0.9% last month, more than double the gain of April. Analysts say, though, that much of the increase came as a result of higher gas prices, which drove up receipts at service stations. Takeout food and energy, retail sales rose by 0.7%.
And there's positive news about the health of the youngest Americans. ABC's Jim Ryan says U.S. infant mortality has fallen to its lowest rate ever.
Preliminary data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention finds that 5.4 babies per 1,000 born in 2025 didn't make it to their first birthday. As tragic as it is, it's the lowest rate in U.S. history. The decline was only fractions of a percentage point below the 2024 figure, but in hard numbers represented hundreds of lives.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
You can vote on the best song on One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You can do that right now at the YouTube.
Can you guys feel it?
I'm
Ken,
winning.
What's that, brother?
Can you feel it?
No.
That ass whooping I'm giving the two of you? 57% to 21 for each of you.
Son of a biscuit eater.
I said today I didn't think my song was going to win because it's too good.
Too good.
Right.
Mine's hair metal.
But mine is Eddie Murphy. Party all the time.
That's right. I cannot believe I forgot all about that song.
I like his other one, Boogie in Your Butt.
That is just hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you would expect him to release.
Yeah, that was.
Because it's so humor, and there's so much humor in it.
Put a dinosaur bone in your butt. It's a telephone. I'm like, that's a song that a human being made and put it on an album. Guys, we got a deal. I'm going through it. You gone through it yet, Ken?
I've looked at it.
Yeah. They're going to get some money.
How much? 300?
Well, 300 billion's coming from Gulf states and a few of the others because they want to invest in the country because, if we're all going to be here. Look, here's the thing. If all the sanctions are lifted, where would you want to invest your money? Oh, a place that has super upward mobility and lots of places where you can go as far as tons of business that really aren't doing well now, but they're about to explode, if you will, unless, of course, Trump gets mad at them, then they really will explode. Plus the oil, the revenue. And you've got tons of people that can do business, right? Because, Iran, Persia, whatever anybody wants to call it, they are stacked full of really smart people. So, kind of like Lebanon. It's like Detroit in certain areas, except for there's no hope in Detroit. Where would you rather be? Beirut. Plus, their basketball team's better. But I'm looking through this thing. On top of that, though, the biggest thing, not only access to a lot of their cash, which is all their cash, that they get tied up in banks all over the world. If they get, they're going to have to give up, no more sanctions. Like Europe came out yesterday. Most of everybody in Europe said, yeah, we'll remove the sanctions immediately. That's great for us because it drives oil prices down. But here's where it's amazing for them. All that other stuff is chump change. They're going to do $6 billion, $8 billion a month, plus, when this thing takes off and they build it back up. They've had no use to build it up a ton because they could only export so much, China and a few other places. Now they could go whole hog at this thing. So, and we're going to, although Trump came out, so what did he say today about the nuclear? Well, it's not really a big deal if we get it now because it's buried so far below and, whatever. He wanted out of this thing. That's what he wanted. He wanted out of it. And you know what? Great move getting out of this damn thing. Now, I'm sure, and I'm going to say this, I don't think the Israelis are thrilled by this. Probably not.
Part of the reason that he was willing to accept the parameters of this deal is because he was probably getting sick of having Bibi not listen to him.
Oh, yeah. Bibi doesn't listen at all because, you know what? They're going to do what's best for Israel. That's fine. We need to do what's best for us. And this was what's best for us. Get out of it. Bring them back to the world. Overwhelm them with freedom again and, all kinds of stuff. That's what I've always thought. Overwhelm them with the capitalism, freedom, the outside world. That's going to help everything fall apart faster than a lot of other stuff. Because you're not going to bomb them. But the uncapped oil trade, that right there, immediately sell oil and fuel without restriction. And it's not just oil that we think about. There's petrochemical. There's all kinds of things that they're going to be having access to. So great work. Good. We're out of it. Let's be done with it. You got 60 days to figure out if we're going to get this thing done. And watching the night guy, Mark Levin, and everybody freak out about it has been kind of funny. It has been. He's like, we should do a treaty. Oh, what? We can't do a treaty. Yeah, this should go before Congress and do a treaty. Well, to do a treaty, we would have to have gone to Congress to declare war. Did we do that? No. Did we? Did we do that? I don't think we did that. Did we do that?
I stopped doing that years ago.
Okay.
That's old news.
So our buddy John Kirkow talking about a little while ago about Kiriakou. What was the?
I was saying it wrong the whole time too, until I actually heard him say it, but it's Kiriakou.
Yeah. Kiriakou lays it down the road that I must travel.
There's no downside to this MOU. This is exactly what the administration had sought for quite a long time. I'm a little bit amused that the Israeli government is so upset about it. That actually heartens me. But it's the result of a lot of hard work that the administration has done. And now we have something to actually show for it. It's not a peace treaty, but it's certainly a great leap forward in that direction.
Yeah. Awesome. A great leap forward. And everybody's like, but what about them? Are we going to be able to get to their places? Are we going to be able to see what's going on? Of course we are.
This is really the heart of the issue right here. The U.S. has terrific intelligence capabilities all around the Persian Gulf, more than just the Persian Gulf, all the way around Iran. So it's not like we're just going to be in the dark and we have to trust the Iranians and just take their word for it. There are methods in place to ensure that the Iranians do what they are compelled to do. We will continue to enforce those methods. There are certainly inspections that the Iranians have agreed to. We will continue to gather intelligence from those inspections. And as you pointed out correctly, the IRGC is a deeply flawed organization. Its operational security is terrible. We will continue to collect security information, intelligence information from the IRGC, not just directly, not just through NSA, but through our allies in the region, including Israel.
Including them, because they're going to be spying on them. But I'm glad it's over, right? Gas prices, good, go back to normal. And by the way, way better now that we've relieved the sanctions on them, because now they can flood the market with oil. That's a huge win. That's a massive, massive win. Now, this is all, contingent, of course, tomorrow, because they, what's your name? Kiriakou? Is that what we call him?
Kiriakou.
No, I said Kiriakou first time. You said Kiriakou.
No, you said Kiriakou because that was what I told you it was pronounced as, and that was wrong. It's Kiriakou.
Okay. This guy right here, former CIA guy, talking about, though, at what point does Israel get involved?
So it's not a question of going into this blind. We don't sign a document, sign an MOU, and just cross our fingers and hope the Iranians do the right thing. There is a way to ensure that they do the right thing. The Israelis don't want us to do that because the Israelis really, really want regime change. And beyond regime change, what the Israelis want is the complete replacement of the current Iranian government with a pro-Western, pro-Israel government. And that is never going to happen. And
do you think that Israel will take action going forward to sabotage the deal? And if so, what do you think that's going to look like?
Yeah, I do. I do think that they'll try to sabotage the deal. I think they'll begin by ramping up attacks in Lebanon, whether the southern Beirut suburbs or the predominantly Hezbollah area immediately north of the Israel-Lebanon border. I think that they're going to just pretend that this MOU doesn't exist. They'll start in Lebanon. I think that if we don't budge and we don't allow them to draw us back into an armed conflict, that we may see some missile attacks from Israel to Iran proper.
I think that's going to happen. And the Lebanon thing, too, that's a big deal. What's going to go on there? Lebanon, think about it. Those people live in Lebanon. And even Trump came out today, and something we've talked about here. Lebanon, Iran, this area has given us some of the best, smartest, most brilliant people and thinkers in history. And they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because they don't want Hezbollah around, but they don't mind Hezbollah if it means stopping Israel from coming after them. At the same time, they don't like, Hezbollah because, they're Hezbollah. And now, you're getting bombed in Beirut in certain places. Let's see how long this takes before it goes sideways. I don't think it will. I want to see what happens with Bibi and Trump because it feels like their relationship, maybe it's over. Maybe they're breaking up. Breaking up's hard to do. Did you laugh at that?
It was so bad it deserved a laugh.
So, I mean, breaking up is hard to do. But that's the reality is Bibi's going through, he's running for re-election. He's got some court dates coming up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So there are issues. And Trump looked and said, what are we doing here? What are we doing? This wasn't easy. Nothing changed. And we blew up their people. They decided, we're still going to go on with it. So I'm not going to live in a world of insanity. I'm moving on. Plus, he has midterms. And that's something. Does it mean gas prices are coming down tomorrow? No, because we still have to restock our, reserves and things like that. Gas prices are falling here, but you got to think of a nationwide average because remember our goods come from all over the place. In some places, we're fortunate. We live in the South. Well, guess what? We have a lot of refineries. They're close. Just like if we have a huge hurricane, well, we'll pay more at the pump than other places that don't have that issue because of the refining and having to shut things down. Certain things affect certain things, but it's great. Good. Let's get out of this damn thing. Let's move on to something real. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was looking at the 14-point thing that they put out the last couple days. It mirrors pretty much what is here. So it's, they want to go to the UN. That was the final thing. A final deal will be endorsed by a binding UN Security Council resolution. They want that in super writing with a stamp.
That entire thing right there reminded me of Tropic Thunder.
Oh, God, that's so great.
You'll have to go to the United Nations to get a
binding resolution for your ass. So this looks like, too, a lot of this stuff is going to be somewhat immediate. And for people out there, look, I saw Ducey today hit Trump with the, this deal looks like it's worse than Obama's deal. And, and we're out, all right? Being a great leader knows that sometimes things aren't perfect and this is going to go the way you want and we don't need to be dragged into it anymore and it's hurting the everyday person and it's time for us to get off. And the other side, too, is the whole thing with Israel. My God. So wait, we have to fight this war because you don't want this regime or any regime unless it's pro-you and pro the West. Well, that may not happen right away. And we're not going to spend forever here. We're not. They made a calculated move. It didn't work perfectly. Trump made another calculated move where it was like, let's get out of this thing. And it'll be debated. He'll tell everybody that this is the greatest deal in the history of deals, and we got them to get rid of all of their nuclear stuff. And, but he also said we don't need to go after it right now because it's buried so deep, and it feels like it's a lot of work, so we'll just let it go from there. So there you go. There you guys go. All right, coming up. White Woman Wednesday. Got a new crazy white woman. Her name's Meredith. I'm going to tell you guys, she's spiritual. Spiritual people are fun. She is very spiritual. And she's confusing. And that's what also makes her. And she's an older progressive white woman, which are always, the kind that you find at Trader Joe's. You know those people, right? Maybe drive a Subaru.
Ouch.
Nothing wrong with a Subaru. Also, maybe wear Birkenstocks. That's all I'm saying.
Shave the sides of their heads.
A little bit. Nose ring. You guys get where I'm going with this. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital Management, now is the time. Talk to my friends over at Bulwark right now. Why? Because opportunities abound all over the place, globally. How are you positioned when it comes to your investments? Are you just stuck in some EFTs and we get to some of this and that and the other? They're going to show you what it is they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. But what can they do to get you the most when it comes to your investments and retirement? It's absolutely free. It's called a Know Your Risk Portfolio Review. You can go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. Sign up for it today or bulwarkcapitalmanagement.com. Not only going to pull the curtain back, they're going to talk to you about the fundamentals and the way that they do things, why them being active investors and looking globally for so many things, rather than just staying pat and putting you in a couple things here. That doesn't work. They're up over 70+% since January of last year, and they would love to have a conversation with you. It's absolutely free. It's a second set of eyes, if you will, a second opinion. It's called a Know Your Risk Portfolio Review. Sign up for it today at knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com.
President Trump's pick for Fed chair just made his first move in his new role, and the interim U.S.-Iran deal reopens the Strait of Hormuz, requires more negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program, and more. That's coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's time.
It's White Woman Wednesday. She's saving the world in a thread.
People started finding white women for me too. Now I'm inundated with white, angry, progressive women. I mean, nobody's Kylie, but Kylie does it with a smile in her anger.
Can I give you a quick update before we go into...
No, as long as I'm winning, you can.
Well, you're tied with Ken for second place, and I am crushing both of you.
Son of a biscuit eater.
54%, 55 now to 23.
There must be a lot of pot smokers listening to this show.
Oh. Yeah, if you're smoking some pot, go to our YouTube channel and vote in the poll.
Oh, you know there's a lot of pot smokers. I mean, every time we bring it up, people get all excited. Talk about how you better allow it to become legal. It's the only reason Ditch got a little love yesterday.
They'd probably wear blue jeans to work.
Probably. They probably do wear blue jeans to work. What did somebody say the other day? I don't know why they put you on the radio. You wear Hawaiian shirts and shorts and flip-flops. I'm like, that sounds like a great job. Are you jealous? Feels a little jelly. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a new lady for us to add into the mix. Her name is Meredith, and again, she's very much spiritual. This starts out rather hilarious.
Every day I get comments about being a white liberal female and how we're so stupid and how we're so dangerous. And nothing could be more true.
Wait, what? You're stupid and dangerous? She's spectacular. Continue, ma'am.
Because a white liberal female goes against everything that this country has ever represented, which is patriarchy and holding up the systems and the powers that be. And so when a white woman goes against those very ideals and standards, it topples every single system that has created exactly what we're living through today.
Okay. Did you know that, Ken? Topples the whole damn thing. Like Jenga in a windstorm.
My very existence and me speaking on a platform challenges my community of upholding white male power. And all the men that come into my comments making fun of my nose ring and me being an idiot or stupid or radical is true. I am radical, but I'm not stupid and I'm not an idiot.
You said you were
but
stupid
it does
earlier.
threaten those white men's power because I'm telling their secrets. I'm asking for change. I'm saying that oppressing brown people is not okay, and it never was. And they don't like that.
Okay, wait a minute. You said you were stupid earlier.
Yeah, she admitted it.
Now you said you're not stupid, but you do still remain dangerous. And somewhere between you being oppressed, you threw in brown and black people.
So when you come into my comment section and say the nose ring theory or nothing worse than a white liberal woman, you're letting me know that you're afraid. You're afraid of the truth and you're afraid of losing your station in this country. Good.
She is spectacular. She is. So I just want to get over this again. You said somebody says, I bet you she doesn't shave her pits. She feels like she goes, and I bet you she's the first one in line at the Lilith Fair. Are those the Indigo girls?
She reeks of patchouli oil.
Oh, patchouli. How many, here, okay, guys, how many dream catchers does she have in the front yard?
At least two.
At least two. She's the lady you go to and you're like, are those crystals? Do they have healing powers? Do they? I'd like to know about the healing powers that those things have. I bet you they're awesome. Speaking of awesome, now, guys, I wouldn't let it go a week without I've been holding on to this one. This is Kylie talking about this big case that took place in Texas involving who? Carmelo Anthony.
There's nothing that more perfectly encapsulates America's racism than white people's response to Carmelo Anthony. White people are literally saying that Carmelo Anthony should be grateful that he's not getting the death penalty. They're literally calling for this man to be hanged. With one commenter even going so far as to say if this was 100 or 200 years ago, he along with his entire family would have been, quote, I'm not even going to put that comment on the screen, but I reported this person and their account has been banned. That's how bad the comment was. Point being, Carmelo Anthony did not have a fair trial and he absolutely received a sentence that was significantly longer than it should have been. And this goes to show, on average, it's about 20 to 30% longer sentences that black men receive. And black men are more likely to receive the death penalty. So while the manner in which black men have been condemned has changed over the decades and over the centuries, the point still stands that black people are being consistently and systematically targeted. And yes, this was a crime. Yes, somebody died. And all of these things are important to take into consideration for the sentencing. But I do not believe that Anthony's sentence was conducted in a manner that was fair or just for anybody involved. Please keep these racist comments to yourself. It's disgusting.
She doesn't know anything about the case.
She doesn't know a damn thing about the case, for God's sakes. Now, we did talk about the fact that there was a guy who did something, not so much similar, but, a white guy, I think, killed a black guy and self-defense, and he did, 2 months or some ridiculous, it was sure. That being said, there was a lot of mitigating circumstances. But again, she finally admits at the end, yes, somebody did die, right? Well, if you think this is bad, where do you see Mangione get off? What is he getting off with? What does they say? He's got mental illness?
Yeah, they're gonna go with the psych argument.
Disturbed.
Yeah.
He's so upset about health care.
He went nuts.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. Ooh-wee. But she doesn't know anything about the case. She doesn't. She grabbed whatever statistics she could get from her sociology class, probably by her friend, Meredith, helping her out. Oh, Meredith. She is everything you think. And by the way, if you think that one is crazy, wait till you hear the next one about MAGA. because it delves into spirituality and all kinds of stuff. Oh, white woman, it's crazy woman, right? It's crazy. She's the kind of thing where she has cats and the cat's like, I don't think I want to live here. I don't think we should leave, guys. We should. This is bad. This is a bad place. This is bad. Smell that patchouli? Yeah, this is it. We're her focus.
Wish we had a pet door.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Coming up, Ken's got the news, among other things. Probably some more about Iran. Also, what Sweden passed on Monday that is very interesting. We'll discuss that, among other things. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7.
$1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We're going to be watching if any remnants of the first named storm of the 2026 hurricane season impacts Tennessee. Tropical Storm Arthur expected to bring heavy rain and flooding to Texas and Louisiana coastlines as it moves on up. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Money news, the Fed has decided to hold interest rates steady in the first move made by Trump's pick for chair, Kevin Warsh, as inflation sits at a 3-year high. And the interim U.S.-Iran deal reopens the Strait of Hormuz and requires more negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program. This according to a text of the Memorandum of Understanding released by senior U.S. officials today. It also allows Iran to sell its oil freely. We get more from ABC News Chief, Washington correspondent Jonathan Carl.
The single most important sanctions were the sanctions that denied Iran the ability to sell its oil on the international market. Now, they did sell their oil anyway through its shadow fleet on the black market, but this cost Iran dearly. Now, immediately upon signing this, they have access to international oil markets, something they have not had for many years under many different U.S. presidents.
And it is reportedly contingent upon Iran freezing its nuclear program. President Trump threatening to derail the signing of an extension of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, if Congress doesn't pass his controversial voting law, the Save America Act. We get more from ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
He says he's not going to approve that key FISA surveillance bill without the Save America Act. That is the president's sweeping voter ID bill that Senate Leader Thune has repeatedly warned does not have enough Republican support to advance.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys, I'm going to talk to my friends at Beacon Capital Management. You can get a free personalized financial consultation. Visit beaconcm.com or call 615-488-9303. Now, when you go see Beacon, they're awesome, and they're going to talk to you about all the things that they do. And it's not just about the dollars and cents, as we've talked about here, right? You've worked hard for your life, and you've built up a little nest egg. I want to make sure that it gets you through. They're going to help you with that. But they're also going to help you with things that you may not think about, taxes being one of them. Oh, yeah. Long-term care, health care, gap. Like maybe you're not getting everything you need in the healthcare world and you don't want that to go away. What about estate planning? They've got all of that and so much more, and they're going to help you with all of those things. So why don't you do this? Sit down with them, get a free personalized financial consultation today. They're absolutely incredible. Visit beaconcm.com or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303 or beaconcm.com for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. love this. Sally sent this in. Will the critics come out and say, and then there will, Donald Trump's agreement with Iran is worse than Barack Obama's? Trump's response will be, Obama didn't get the Straits of Moose opened. No, did he? I do like the fact that they're celebrating something that was open prior to the war and then reopened. They set their arsonist that set a fire. The fire got out of hand, and they thought, the best thing to do? Set another fire. We got this one. We got this one. Look, I care that we're out of this. The Obama thing is done. It's over. Right? Trump killed the JCPOA a long time ago. It's over. Whether or not, there's going to be critics. And by the way, a lot of the critics, a vast majority of the critics that are coming hard for Trump are on the right. Big time. They're coming hard because they're either hardcore supporters of Israel or, they look around here and say, well, you sold us out in a sense that we backed you when you got into this. And then when we got into this dang thing, we were there behind you. And all of a sudden you start looking up and you're going, oh my goodness, well, oil prices will come down and this will happen and that. And now you're out of it. And for what? I mean, we lost 13 people. How many hundreds were injured? How much did this cost us? Sometimes you got to go, it didn't work. We got to go. And it didn't. And he realized too, one of the things that I think this administration underestimated was their will to fight and to stay the course. And I think Trump thought, they'll give in. Why? Because he was probably listening to his gut. Maybe that was just a burger. And to Bibi and them, that this was going to be smooth and easy. Because you're coming off a high of going and snatching, old what's his name? Maduro. And you're like, yeah, this is going to be, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. So now it's time to move on. Where do we go from here? What's the name of the new storm that might be coming? Arthur? Is it the tropical storm? The hurricane? Once in your life, you find them. Christopher Cross. Enjoy these years, Chris.
That just makes me think of Dudley Moore drunk.
It does. Oh, Dudley. Oh, Dudley Moore drunk. Oh, Dudley. Dudley. Here is President Trump.
He gave them everything, including a lot of money, which we don't give them, by the way, just in case you have any question. We'll be giving this out so you can read it and you can see. And it's a memorandum of understanding. If it doesn't get done in 60 days, that's all right. We go back to bombing.
He didn't give them anything that wasn't theirs. Yeah, but they did it in pallets. And I explained this to somebody yesterday. I tried to explain it to them, and they didn't quite get the whole thing. Why did they give him pallets of cash? Because how else were they going to give it to him? Through the banks. We've sanctioned the banks. They have no access to any bank in the world. All right? Think of them as the weed dealers that are legal or illegal in this case, where they have no way to bank. And the reason we gave them that money is interest, and it was their money. And so we had to give it to them. And I said at the time, look, let's not pretend that they're not going to take that money and do some gnarly things with it. Because they're like, oh, we're only going to use it for good things. We're going to buy everybody's shoes. Like, that wasn't going to happen. Only if they have bombs on them. So we pretend, but it is what it is. And we settled a case that was in the courts for years. Because they sued us because, they bought some and we didn't deliver. We did not deliver. So now what will happen? That's the big thing, and we're giving them money too. And if we want to look at the dollars and cents of it, are they getting money out of this? They're getting a lot. And they're getting the sanctions. You keep all the money. Give them the sanctions relief. That's what they really wanted.
We have their money. We have taken their money. It's not our money. It's their money. And we froze it. At a certain point in time, I guess we're going to have to give it back. If we didn't give it back, nobody would ever invest in the dollar again.
So now it's about everybody's going to spin it. I'm just glad we're out of this thing. And I hope that they can finish it. and sign it, right, and get it double, triple stamped at the UN. Very excited about that. Very excited about that. Sweden, full of Swedes, by the way. They have a new law that they passed on Monday. They've been working on this thing for a while. And it's interesting how this lady describes the new law.
The Swedish government just passed a bill allowing Migrationsverket, that's the Swedish migration agency, to refuse or revoke the residence permits of some foreign-born people in Sweden for something called bristande vandel. What does that mean? If you don't know, you're not alone. When this law was first proposed a few years ago, even the Swedish newspapers had articles explaining what vandal meant, because it's a pretty old word. It means something like conduct, but has a moral connotation to it. Bristande means lacking or flawed. So in English, this is usually translated as poor conduct or a flawed way of life.
Ooh, flawed way of life. So this is about people that have come over to Sweden. And Belle and I've talked about this. Sweden's done some interesting things when it comes to, like, if you come from a nation and, let's say you come there from Somalia and you go and you get the refugee status and you move on in and you only want to live in an area where there's other Somalis. And look, you would want to at least have some sort of familiarity, but you don't ever want to leave that area. You don't ever want to go and join society. You don't want to contribute to society. What you want is, we want all of the safety you provide, all of the goodies. We want nothing else that you provide, just a safe space to be ourselves. Sweden said, yeah, that's not happening. We're going to start knocking stuff down. We're going to move you guys out. But now they've gone even further. What is it? They're paying $35,000 for you to leave?
It's in that area. I can't remember the specifics, but it was a lot.
Yeah. So if you don't like it, here, thanks for coming. Here's $35,000. Leave.
Give us back your ABBA catalog.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No IKEA for you. Then they've come up with this one. And this one is the behavior. If your behavior's not very good, you know what? We might just kick you out for that.
So what does it mean that your right to stay in Sweden could be revoked or refused because of poor conduct? First of all, this doesn't apply to you if you're here in Sweden under EU law, that is, as a refugee or as an EU citizen, for example. But if, like me, you're here as the spouse or partner of a Swedish citizen, or if you're here on a work permit, as well as some other categories, it does apply to you. So for those of us to whom it applies, it feels pretty important to know what poor conduct means. Now, even once you understand the words, it still seems pretty vague. And this is exactly the criticism of the law that has been made by legal experts and free speech advocates.
Yeah, I've looked over it. It is kind of vague. So if you have unpaid debts, kick you out. I think the thing is they're trying to show a pattern, if you will, that if you aren't doing the things that you said you were going to do when you decided to come to this country, then we have the right now to kick your butt out of here.
If they have unpaid debts, is that referring to something outside the country or debts they've run up
inside
Sweden?
Of the country?
Okay.
So yeah, like if you're running, you may get sued, but again, if you're in Sweden and you've left a faraway country, it could even be Slovakia. I don't think that doesn't really hold, water there. So, but they're trying to paint this pattern of, it's not about free speech, right? We're not going to take away your free speech, but maybe if you've got some links to extremist organizations, if you say a bunch of horrible things against the government, if you also, it's not just one. They want to put it together where it's like it's a mosaic of bad things that you've done and said.
They argue that the phrase is too vague and opens up the potential for abuse or even the degradation of the rule of law, since it will be up to the Swedish migration agency to decide what counts as poor conduct. Now, the government argues that there are other elements of the law that make it clear that it won't infringe on people's fundamental rights.
It does feel like, though, they're giving people who work at, like, what'd you say, the immigration thing? where they may look and go, yeah, I don't like what you said here. And because we all know that sometimes in life, a little bit of power goes a long way. Case in point, Bell went to the, where'd you go today? The MVD or whatever?
DMV.
DMV?
I had to get my license renewed, my tags renewed.
Yeah. And let's just say he did not have a great time.
It was ridiculous.
Those are the people that may be making those decisions. That's not a good place to be. It's not.
They say, for example, that things like substance abuse or prostitution won't count as bristande vandel. They also say that statements, things that people have said or written, will not in themselves count as poor conduct, but they may be used in conjunction with other evidence of links to violent or extremist organizations. The government claims that the purpose of the law is clear and that it is to allow the refusal of residence permits to people who are actively harming Sweden in some way or here illegally. Let's hope they're right.
And I think if you go to, it's simple, man. If I was leaving a war-torn area and I got to go somewhere where they were going to give me opportunities, I'm going to take every chance to be that. Nobody's saying you have to change your religion. Nobody's having to say you have to do any of those things. But what they're saying is you got to participate in society. You can't hide away. It just can't be. What are you, Amish? Even the Amish participate in society nowadays. At least they're trying, right? Some of them went Mennonite by Mennonites. So that's what we're trying to do here, somewhat. Do I think the Swede? I'm interested to see how the Swedes pull this off, though, because the conservatives really, really want this, and we'll see. There's already going to be challenges in courts, but we're not the only ones. And Sweden's been at this for a while. I mean, they go in and knock down what they call council houses, which are the free houses they give people, and they just look like apartment buildings, and they go knock them down. If you've got one area that is predominantly, Somali or whatever, and you're not participating in society, and they'll spread you out because they want you to either be a part of it or go. And if you're going to go somewhere, be a part of that country. Follow the laws, embrace what they're giving you, even if you're only there for a short period of time. Otherwise, what are you doing? What are you doing, right? Be fair to them. All right, coming up, more White Woman Wednesday. What does Meredith have on tap for us now? Oh, more crazy, I promise you that. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, this is amazing. It's our 250th birthday. How about this, right? Independence Day fast approaching. Young Washington's getting ready to come out. And our friends at Angel Studios want you to help make it the #1 movie in America. So it's in theaters July 4th. All right, and Angel Studios, of course, Jesus Revolution, I Can Only Imagine, American Underdog, House of David, all these amazing things. This movie is directed by the guy that did the Jesus Revolution, I Can Only Imagine, but also stars Andy Serkis, Ben Kingsley, Kelsey Grammer. And right now, when you join and become an Angel Guild member, just $15 a month, you're saving 25%. They're going to give you 2 free tickets to go see this. You're going to have full access to Angel's streaming library, exclusive member perks and updates. It is awesome. So 2 free tickets, and let's make this movie the #1 movie in America. It's called Young Washington. This is about his life prior to him becoming the great general, the great leader that he was, the triumphs and the tragedies that helped shape him. So go right now to angel.com/Benson. Become a premium member today for just $15 a month to receive 2 free tickets to Young Washington this Independence Day. Angel.com/Benson.
We have the first named storm of the 2026 hurricane season, and the Federal Reserve just made a decision on interest rates. Also, the interim U.S.-Iran deal reopening the Strait of Hormuz and requiring more negotiations. We'll tell you what Iran gets. Coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
They get hugs and 1,000 Trump points to use at any Trump resort they choose. Yay for hugs. Speaking of hugs, crazy white women doing it. So Meredith, we heard from her earlier. She's spiritual. Now this, you guys got to follow along with this one because it has to do with Trump and MAGA, but at the same time, it's also crazy.
I made a video saying you're supposed to hate everything Trump is doing. It's an open book test. And if you don't, it's because you haven't figured yourself out yet.
Okay.
He does something every single minute of every single day, pushing you and begging you to hate what he's doing. I'm telling you this right now. Trump came here to create the exact situation that is going on right now, to create this conflict inside of you, to make you hate what he does. And you people refuse to do it. He doesn't know he's doing this.
What?
He's just playing a character, just like you are, just like I am. We're all here to do what we're all here to do. And what he is here to do is to wake you up to what's going on.
So I just want you guys to understand, you have to hate MAGA, right, according to her, but he's only playing a part. Okay, he came here to play the part. It is not... he's not doing it on purpose, according to her. He's just doing something. It's a part that he's doing.
It's all coming to the surface. It's all coming to the surface. And you're failing miserably to see what he's doing. He's making a mockery out of the United States military, government, White House. He is fleecing America every single day. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing here. Again, he doesn't know this. He's just doing what he does. But you're falling in line. You're not seeing it. You're not waking up to the horrificness that he is accomplishing, and it's not changing you. And that is your failure. And it's sad because it's so obvious. It's so right there. And you just put your blinders on every single day and fall in line with the hate, with the depravity, with all of it.
But he doesn't know he's doing it, so how can I hate him? Right? You can't, if somebody doesn't know they're doing something because they're only playing a part like they're being possessed, you can't hate that. You can't. Sorry, you just said we can't hate it. He's only doing what he's supposed to be doing according to you, crazy lady. Speaking of crazy, some of you have not voted for Ken or I, and you guys are shameful. Belle, what's the score? And give us the real score, not the fake score.
Do you really want it?
Yes, I want to know. So
All
does
right.
Ken.
Yes.
Party all the time is at 24%.
That's right. There's only 25 votes they're allowed to have.
Don't close your eyes by kicks is at 21.
There's only 55 votes.
Son of a biscuit eater.
American Pie by Don McLean's at 55%.
Son of a biscuit eater.
It's a shame. It's a bunch of, this is a lie. Once again, he could, ever since we started allowing him to do this instead of text messages, you know what's happened? Cheats.
I wish, you're absolutely right. I would 100%, 1000% cheat if I needed to.
Yeah.
But in this case, I don't need to.
No, you don't. It's okay, fine. You know what? Take the belt again. We don't care. I knew I wasn't going to win today. Mine was to have fun. You take it super serious. Jerk. Coming up. Ken's got the news.
Brother Bellil's putting belt to ass.
Yeah, he is. He is whooping us big time. Man, that is woo-wee. He whooping up on us. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. More on Iran. Plus, we got a storm coming. I wonder what the name of the storm is. We're going to find out. What do you think it is? Anybody? Once in your life, you find him. Oh, that's right. Chad Benson, Super Talk, 99.7.
2 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Tropical storm Arthur has formed off the Texas Gulf Coast, becoming the first named storm of the 2026 Atlantic season. Biggest concern is heavy rain, possible life-threatening flash flooding across parts of the Gulf Coast and deep south. Got the full forecast here in 5 minutes. Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady in its latest decision. The move comes under new chair Kevin Warsh making his first major policy call. So rates stay in the 3.5 to 3.75% range as inflation stays above target. And the interim U.S.-Iran deal reopens the Strait of Hormuz and requires more negotiation over Tehran's nuclear program. This according to a text of the Memorandum of Understanding released by senior U.S. officials. We get more from ABC News. Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl.
From the start, President Trump had been saying no more nuclear enrichment, no more nuclear program. This concedes that Iran has a case to make for continuing a civilian nuclear program, including enrichment of uranium. It doesn't guarantee it under this agreement, but it says that is something that will be negotiated in the final deal.
Here in Middle Tennessee, emotions boiled over at a Clarksville-Montgomery County School Board meeting last night. Frustrated parents were kicked out. The crowd had gathered to demand answers about a crash that killed 2 middle school students and allegations against a former teacher. Channel 4 says after multiple disruptions, officials cleared the room to restore order and proceed with business, and then outside.
And they're going to vote in secret and in private like cowards!
Now, Board Chair Chris Lanier said maintaining order and decorum was necessary. Meantime, a student confronted the board over a teacher she says showed her nude photos of himself on his phone.
On March 9th, when Superintendent Luna Vetter's husband, Matthew Vetter, showed me nude photos of himself, my life changed. In that moment, I was terrified, I was confused, and I was shocked. I didn't understand why a teacher would do something like that. I didn't understand why an adult who is supposed to be trusted would put me in that situation.
So reports say Vetter admits showing the images but claims it was accidental, while the family says it was intentional. That case is now under review by the Sumner County District Attorney as officials consider possible charges. They say a decision is coming soon. Justice has been handed down in the Gilgo Beach serial killings. Rex Heuermann receiving multiple life sentences, ensuring he will die in prison. The former architect admitting he was responsible for the deaths of 8 women. And Luigi Mangione will pursue a psychiatric defense in his upcoming New York murder trial. His attorneys say he was suffering from extreme emotional disturbance at the time of the 2024 killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. If a jury agrees, the charge could be reduced from murder to manslaughter. Jury selection scheduled to start in early September. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
World Cup. Several of you have chimed in. Go, Chad, I wasn't watching the World Cup. I decided to watch it. How long does this thing go on? I said, it goes to the 19th of July. It's awesome. And they're like, it is pretty fun to watch. It is so exciting to watch. Last night watching Messi. Again, what did Lester Hayes say one time about guarding Steve Largent, the great wide receiver? That's what he's calling him. It's like guarding smoke. Because it doesn't seem like he's doing anything on the field. And then last night, boom, 3 goals, and then he just wanders off. It never seems like he's running or moving. He's just, you put it well in the first hour, Bell, it's like chess. And he's looking at the board, and he sees all of the things that are going to happen. And he makes it happen. So, first game down and dusted. The team we're supposed to go see, Bell, even though Bell's trying to figure out a way not to go, they just surprised Portugal. Our buddies over there, Democratic Republic of the Congo, tied 1-1. Ronaldo is not Messi. That's for sure. Now England getting ready. They're drinking all the beer they possibly can in Texas. England getting ready to take on Croatia. I'm pumped about that.
What's Messi make a year?
Probably close to 100.
And that's without incentives?
No, he gets a certain salary, but he shares in the pay-per-view on Apple TV from the MLS. But the big reason he came here is because they cut him the same deal they cut David Beckham, which is they're going to allow him to have a franchise for virtually nothing.
But I mean, he's probably got stuff in his contract, like, you know, if you're able to make X number of goals a season, then you get.
Oh yeah, he's got those things.
So without that stuff, what's his, like, you think
20 plus 30 million?
Wow.
You know?
That's good work if you can get it.
It is good work if you can get it. And he got it. And I think Ronaldo makes, what was it last year? 238 million?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And Messi's better than him?
Different. Yeah, Messi's better. It's one of those things where if I had to take a person where I get one-on-one, like just one-on-one, who am I taking? I'm taking Ronaldo. If it's just a one-on-one. If it's a team game, which these things are, yeah. I mean, you know, and Ronaldo is one of the greatest top 5 players of all time, but Messi's just separated himself in a different world. He's just in a different world. Because he brings everybody into the game. Every single person, if you're on that field and you're the goalie, you might have a chance to score. I mean, he's just a different, where Ronaldo's greatness was he could charge at you at 1,000 miles an hour and do stuff with the ball that was just insane.
That's not the guy that I sent you that video of that did that kick that basically went around everyone.
No. That was that. That was Roberto Carlos.
Okay, that's still just
he was amazing in his day too.
Just stuns me watching that ball move.
Yeah, that's what the Brazilians were famous for back in the day. Not so much anymore, but yeah, it's just, you know, the money these guys make. And let me tell you something, Ronaldo, to show you the power that he has, he's in Saudi Arabia. You know where he lives? With his girlfriend, not his wife. That's not allowed. There are other players who have girlfriends who live in Saudi Arabia who are players. They have to live, they play in Saudi Arabia. They actually have to live in a different country if they want to live with their girlfriends. They changed the laws of their religion for just him. That's pretty badass right there.
Well, it's more like they chose to ignore.
Yeah, well, they ignored for themselves. Yeah. So let's be real about that. So, you know. Let's see here. I don't know. Something happened today. What was it? Oh, yeah. The Iran deal. So they wanted to sign it today, but then they didn't because they want to do big fan. You know, Trump, he loves the fanfare. Like Pakistan was like, we should do it today. And they're like, no, because I think Pakistan's like, if we don't do it tonight, Israel's probably going to try to blow up Tehran. So, you know what's one of the interesting things? Who's our buddy John? How do you say his name, Bill?
Kiriakou.
John Kiriakou, the CIA, former CIA agent who went to jail. Whistleblower who went to jail because he whistleblew.
Basically, he's the one who exposed that we were
torturing
people with enhanced interrogation.
Yes.
And since he, let people know the government was breaking the law, that's considered breaking the law. So now he had to go to prison and nobody in government paid any price.
Yeah. And he talks about, look, because he hates Obama, because it was all Obama's fault. But he said, look, with Obama, the one thing that all of the others, like him or not, could resist was Israel saying, you've got to go and attack Iran. And he said, and Obama talks about it, several others have talked about it, Bibi basically told him, hey, if you don't attack Iran, we're going to nuke them. And Obama said, do it. Called their bluff, and they didn't. So I don't know what's going to happen now, but the deal is done. And the question is going to be, for a lot of people out there in the opinion world is, who got the better deal? Well, if we're honest with ourselves, Obama got a better deal. If we're being real. As far as a deal being done, do I think Trump's deal is bad? No, what I love about the Trump deal is they can sell oil now on the market. They can sell oil now on the market, which means oil prices could fall even faster. None of that was taken in, that they were going to relieve all the sanctions. There's no doubt that both Iran and, we suffered because gas prices went from, $2.50, $2.39 to $4.25, $4.50, depending on where you were. If Bell had his points and got it for $1. But their suffering for years, decades, has been massive. We underestimated how much they could suffer.
Yeah. I mean, the economic pain that was inflicted on Iran throughout this, you're talking about the hundreds of billions, the hit that they have taken from the freezing of assets, the sanctions that have been put on them and their oil transfers. And as we do look live there at Marine One and the possibility of seeing the president there shortly, you then look at what they're estimating, and this was per this phone call John and I were on a short time ago, that the benefit to Iran is in the single digit billions. You wonder how that can be if we unfreeze assets and lift sanctions and they're able to transfer oil again. They've got obvious access to a lot of oil, Trey, and that translates to a lot of money, potentially many billions.
They're better off than they were before the hostilities began. And that should not be the consequence of war. When you lose a war, think about it, Sandra. We went into Iran and rescued a downed pilot. We had total control over that country. We were winning militarily and economically. And when you are in that position, you negotiate from strength. You don't give people money. You don't give them access. What are they going to do with the money, Sandra? You've been following this issue for a long time, despite your youthful appearance. You know that Iran is going to use this for nefarious purposes. We all know that. The regime has not changed. They're just richer.
Well, they are richer. They came out ahead. They did. If you're going to say who won, who lost in this, they got more. They pulled the wishbone and they got more of the wish. Okay, whatever. But nefariousness, will they? Probably. But a lot of this is based on Israel. And I think Trump's basically saying to Israel, you know what? Figure this out yourself. If you want to overthrow them, you go and do it. And I think Trump is also calculating the fact that it's close to Bibi maybe getting voted out. And I think he feels like all he has done is undermine these negotiations, which has made it harder for everybody. So go ahead, figure it out. If you're going to go blow them up, do it. If you're going to go, by the way, if you're going to go drop a nuclear weapon, and that's what you've threatened to do before, and you go ahead and do it, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think the world's going to react? And I think he's looking around going, if Bibi's voted out, somebody else is going to come in, maybe a little bit more reasonable. So we'll go from there. But they're going to get a lot more money. And the biggest thing about this, they get to sell oil. The sanctions are going to be lifted. They're going to get their money back. It's their money in all these banks, but they're going to have access to their money. That's why Obama had to give them cash. They had no access to it. We couldn't even transfer it because they weren't involved in the SWIFT codes. That's why when the smoke shops, right? They're still federally banned from, the marijuana stuff from banking that way. You have to take in cash.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah. So, 0478. I'm glad it's over, but it's a bad deal. We lost. Yeah, I mean, we did. We lost. We lost in a negotiation where it was going to be so hard to negotiate because you're negotiating against Iran. You're negotiating in a battle of Lebanon, and you're also negotiating, the ghost of Obama passed, but with Israel. And Israel wasn't going to take anything that wasn't perfect for them, regardless of what it did to us. And so the Mark Levins and the Shapiros and everybody could freak out about it. It's over. Let's look up and say, all right, well, how can we use this to our advantage now? Oh, that's right. Let's bring them to the world, right? And when you start bringing them to the world again and allowing them to have access to all this kind of stuff, eventually all that stuff seeps in, and then you see what happens. What were you saying the other day, Bell? We were talking about Kim Jong-un, and his dad kept telling him, whatever you do, don't give the people any kind of freedom or
no, don't open up, no reforms, nothing like that, because as bad as it may get for them, that just gives us more control. And the whole point is that we're a dynasty. We keep our family in place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's giving them more now. He's giving them more things. He's letting them do little things because he recognizes this isn't, he recognizes first and foremost with Starlink and a lot of other things, there's too much in the black market. He's trying to figure out how they can still control certain things. But what happens when stuff seeps in? Go look at China. Go look at China. Eventually, Xi's not going to be there. And you can't take away all of their freedom. You can't take away their freedom and their money and not expect them to revolt. So either you're going to try to control what they think and see, or you're going to try to control their money. If you do both, you're in trouble. Now, if we allow this to happen and we bring prices way down, Trump made he made two calculated moves. First one was getting into something we should never have been in. And the second one was getting out of it. So how do you turn this into a win? He'll try to turn it into a win and say, oh, Obama's deal was horrible. Your deal's worse in the sense if we're just going to judge deals. But Obama's deal's gone. That thing's been gone for a while. You killed it. So we move on from it. Speaking of moving on, we'll get a little White Woman Wednesday. And so if you guys are not paying attention, Ken and I are amazing at One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Bell sucks at it. I don't think he's ever won one. And
you're beating Ken by a point.
That's right. I got what? So I got 51 points?
No, you have 23. Ken has 22, and I have a decimating 55%.
Do you hear that, Ken?
I hear Brother Bilal, yes.
Now, again, I fully admit, if I needed to cheat, I would. But in this instance, there's no need. Up 56% now.
I don't know about this, but we're going to do a little White Woman Wednesday. And then we have our One Hit Wonder Wednesday. If you guys missed any of the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. AMAC, Association of Mature American Citizens. Yeah, they're the conservative alternative to ARP. And they've got something great. It's called Saving the Nation Boot Camp for Patriots, two-day patriotic event hosted by AMAC. It's in New York, so if you're out there, they've got all these great things going on. But on top of that, they got a lot of other cool things going on at AMAC. And they're great people. Known them for a while, worked with them for a while. They're like, what, you? Yeah, me. And they're awesome people. And so they've got this big thing going on. They're going to have this freedom truck with an AI, George Washington. They got a Toby Keith tribute band, barbecue, and they got a big boot camp the next day as well. But I advise you guys, check out what they're got going on. See what's happening at AMAC. Because you look at, libertarian conservative, like that's over here at AMAC. Super liberal, that's ARP. So check out what AMAC can do for you and find out all the cool things that are going on. If you have a chance, you can be in New York. Take advantage of what's happening there. Go to amac.us. That's amac.us. Seats are limited for several of these experiences, but check out everything they have to offer. amac.us.
The first named storm of the season. The Fed making a decision on interest rates. Trump administration revealing a 14-point framework agreement with Iran. These stories and more coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Iran. Speaking of crazy,
It's White Woman Wednesday. She's saving the world in a thread bag. Typing lists every sentence and hit send and calls.
this little White Woman Wednesday. A lot of you chiming in about marathon. And people want to know where you can find Kylie and stuff like that. I'll tell you guys, right? Because we were talking about it today, Bell and I, about this. And we say that because Bell's older than Ken and I, even though he's winning. Kylie.Brewer, that's who she is on the old Insta. Be nice, okay? Be nice, because not everybody is. And is, she says stuff that's crazy, and she says stuff that's we find fun. And we don't want to lose that because it's fun. And we want to make sure we keep some of the crazy around. Because, again, it is fun. So, I want that out there because my fear is, because we're trying to get her on the show. And one of the reasons I don't think she wants to come on is because she's been on a couple things where people kind of, tricked her into coming on and then they blasted her, because that's what we do. And we don't want that. We want to be able to have a fun conversation with her. That's kind of, it's what we like doing here. It's like we do. Oh, Chad, how can you do that? What you going to yell? Because it's not fun. Right? And we'll banter and have a good time. And we'll make fun of it a little bit. But screaming and yelling is just not it. And I think she and a couple others sued that one podcast because they felt like they were really duped. And they had that one of their episodes taken down. So let's not do that, okay?
No, children do not grow out of racism. This is probably one of the funniest takes that I've ever seen. It's like, oh, let kids continue to be racist, they'll grow out of. Who do you think the kids are learning the racism from? They're learning it from parents and grandparents and people in society that have condoned this type of behavior, that have made it acceptable. Kids are literally sponges for their environment. So they are just repeating the phrases and the things that they're hearing from their parents, and they're going to school and they're being racist. Not okay. And the sooner that these things get cut off, the sooner that this behavior gets recognized for what it is and called out and terminated, then those kids can grow and change. From a child development perspective, though, this is like genuinely such a hilarious thing. Like, you think that people just naturally grow out of behaviors that there are no consequences for? Even just look at the kids. Like, every child has an egotistical phase, and as they get older, it's the adults who respond to them and how they respond to them that determines whether kids continue to have that massive ego or whether it goes away. And ideally, it's supposed to be mitigated more than like a 5-year-old who thinks everything's about them. That's part of growing and changing and becoming an adult, is people correcting negative behaviors so that they don't exist anymore.
Okay, so you can't, no growing out of that kind of thing. So know that you can't grow out of it, and you only learn it from your parents, which is not true. You can go to school. There's a lot of people that do that, and a lot of bad people that do. And I will tell you, I knew a girl who learned from her parents how to be racist, and not a little bit racist. I hired her when I was running my buddy's like phone room, where he is a financial company. And what I mean, guys, she was inked, and she was gorgeous, but she was inked. Right? And I like girls with ink, but her dad was Aryan Brotherhood. Her mom was a straight up Nazi. She had swastika. She had stuff that would make Graham Plattner blush. And the lady she sat next to, with this little itty bitty black lady, big lady though. She was a little fella, but she was kind of big too. They became best buddies, and she had given that stuff up a long time ago because she saw the crap that went on with it. And I was just fascinated. I'm like, why don't you get that stuff removed? She goes, because I kind of want to remember where it came from and how bad it was. So you can grow out of it. But yes, it did start with mom and dad. No doubt about that. Moms and dads are the worst. Got some of your text messages. Who's backing up now again? You said he had to have BB's approval. No, I said BB wants this to be his way. Trump was always negotiating against what was best for America and the region because of Bibi. We got into this because of Israel. Let's be real, guys. Let's be 100% honest. Do you think we would have gone to war had it not been for Israel? Do you think we were going, we better attack them because they're going to have a nuclear? No. Do you think that would have happened? No. No. I do not think it would happen. I think most people understand that.
Israel just wanted us to take the brunt of the heat for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Why don't you throw your soldiers into harm's way so we'll send ours up to Lebanon?
Yeah. And well, because they still don't have here's the thing, you don't have the resources. At the end of the day, you're 9 million people that produce great spies. But what else? I mean, as far as there is no massive thing. We're like, oh my God, what about this? What about it isn't happening. And you need us. Need our money. And you need us to back you. And Bibi, by the way, has some issues that are coming, including, yes, some more court drama. We know what happens when we get close to court, boys and girls. Who do you think's getting bombed?
Something explodes somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, do you think that Bibi wants this? Go look at all the press. Bibi doesn't want any of this. Trump made a decision because he recognized his party was turning, the midterms were going to be a nightmare, and America didn't want $5 gas. Nobody wants $5 gas. Well,
Bibi's worried about having to back out, and then suddenly he does have time to go to court.
Yes. He's got to. I think there's a good chance he may lose because they're blaming this entire debacle on him. Even America stepping away, they're blaming on Bibi and everybody else. If he loses too, I think Trump looks and says, "Oh, you know what? This dude may lose. So if he loses, well, then I don't have to deal with him anymore."
Is he fully elected by the populace, or is he appointed by
he's elected by the populace.
Okay,
so
because it's like the prime minister in England is voted on by his party they're in control.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and, his party, Bibi's party itself is going to have some troubles because they're getting blamed for the eternal battle. Because, we hear a lot of the loud people who run the country who are angry and want all these things. But a lot of these other people are war weary. They're tired, man. We're so blessed that we don't have to hear sirens all day and everybody go hide in a bunker. We don't. The only sirens we hear is because somebody fell over on one of those damn scooters. Man, I saw a lady riding yesterday. She was terrified. Even Jack noticed how terrified she was. And her boyfriend was going like 100 miles. He was leaving her in the dust like they were racing. It's not very nice.
Maybe he was actually trying to get away.
Could have been. All right, guys. Coming up, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Ken and I are going to try to save face. I don't know if it's possible. I don't. But we're going to have fun doing it. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. The Atlantic hurricane season officially underway with Tropical Storm Arthur developing near the Texas coast. Widespread rainfall totals of 5 to 10 inches could trigger dangerous flooding from Texas to Alabama. Not sure what any of the remnants might mean for Tennessee, but we'll give you a forecast here in 5 minutes. The Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged today, with many Fed officials now expecting an interest rate hike this year. The move comes under new chair Kevin Warsh making his first major policy call. And the Trump administration revealing a 14-point framework agreement with Iran aimed at ending current hostilities. The president, in a news conference at the G7, also talked about the reports the U.S. would unfreeze $300 million worth of Iranian funds and allow other nations to do business with Iran.
We don't have to give them anything. But some people may want to invest. Like, what are you going to do? Say you can never, ever invest in a country? I mean, it's pretty tough. I don't mind being tough, but it's pretty crazy.
Iran would freeze its nuclear program while the U.S. provides limited sanctions relief. And attorneys for Luigi Mangione, the person accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, are petitioning for psychiatric argument to be presented at his trial. Defense attorneys arguing that Mangione suffered an extreme emotional disturbance at the time Thompson was killed. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer says if the argument is allowed at trial, it could change Mangione's sentencing.
At the time in which Mangione committed the crime, this is what the defense is going to argue, he had an extreme emotional disturbance. He acted upon that extreme emotional disturbance, and it was objective considering who he is in the circumstances that he was. And if that happens, it actually reduces the penalties that Mangione faces. He could still possibly go to jail or prison, but that's how it changes his case.
Rex Heuermann has been sentenced to life in prison without parole for the Gilgo Beach serial killings. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys. Busy Bee, plumbing, heating and cooling. All right, keeping you cool as it starts to get warmer, a little stickier, a little nastier. You want to go to the beach. They're going to help you with that. Right now, you buy any new home AC unit this June, you're going to get qualified, entered in, and win a free 3-day beach giveaway. So Busy Bee pays for your gas, your lodging, 2 meals a day. And then, again, they're going to announce it on Facebook. One lucky winner. Plus, you're going to clear the air, 10% off deluxe air duct cleaning package, 5% on the middle tier. And if you need plumbing help, they got you covered. Great things like $100 off any service over $500 or 10% off select water filtration systems. Better yet, get a free Yeti cooler, whole home drain, or water repipe. So you want to win this? It's about the AC only, all right? And it happens this month. Those are the people who are eligible for the beach trip. One winner total. Restrictions apply. Call Busy Bee today. Find out what, they can do for you as far as your plumbing, your heating, and everything. Also find out how you can become a Beehive member. 615-775-7833. 775-7833 online at busybhvac.com.
Hey, it's Dan Mandis from Super Talk 99.7 WTN and Nashville's Morning News. I'm here with Chris from USS, United Structural Systems. He's checking out my basement, my foundation, my crawl space to see if there's anything wrong. Fingers crossed. All right, so there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is we found some cracks in my basement wall. The good news, I've got Chris here who's going to walk me through the next steps.
Yes, so unfortunately, your house has been subject to the pressure of the dirt. The hydrostatic pressure, heavy dirt pushes on foundation walls, and you've got a little bit of what we call bowing. So that wall is pushed in a little bit. We have a lifetime warranty solution for that. So we install, usually in a day or two, this can be done in most situations. We install carbon fiber straps, which keep the wall from moving inward at any point in the future. It's a lifetime warranty for anybody that ever owns this house. So it's a quick and routine thing that we do, but it yields some long-lasting benefits.
It's a great selling point if you want to sell your house.
Absolutely. Good thing about our warranties is they're not only transferable, like the contract says, they're automatically transferred when you sell your house. So you'll have to sign any paperwork or even send us an email saying that you sold your house. Warranty would transfer to the next owner.
Full recap. All right, Bulwark Capital. Awesome, amazing. They want to show you what they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do to get you the best when it comes to your investments and your retirement? Since last January 2025, they're up over 70%. Why is that? The way they look at things, just different. Active investors, first and foremost, it's about putting you in positions using the fundamentals and the way that they look at things. And they have a global outlook, which is amazing. So they want to do something for you. Give you a Know Your Risk portfolio review. They'll walk you through what's going on. You take a look and see, hey, maybe you like what they've got to offer. Maybe you don't. Worst case scenario is you learn a little something, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this is what I want you to do. Sign up today for a free Know Your Risk portfolio review. Go to BulwarkCapitalManagement.com or KnowYourRiskPodcast.com. KnowYourRiskPodcast.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Trek 26103.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So who won last week? Was it?
I did with the theme to Greatest American Hero.
All right, so.
And I'm going to win this week with American Pie.
Then why are we doing this, Bell?
I think he's cheating.
I admit I fully could be, but I'm not. Don't Close Your Eyes by Kix is at 20%. Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy is at 23%.
And what do you have again?
57.
Don McLean didn't even wear makeup.
Didn't even wear makeup.
Didn't use hairspray either.
He didn't have a number 2 song called Party All the Time. He didn't have a song on his album called Put a Phone in Your Butt. Put a dinosaur bone in your butt.
He is a very good sport about things, though. When Taylor took his record from him, he sent her flowers and congratulated her.
Now, did that get to her, or did he send it to her management company and they just told her?
Well, he sends it to her, to the management company, and they
throw it away.
No, they, especially because it came from him. You know, he's considered a fellow songwriter. They let her know about it. She may or may not pick the flowers up, but she put a press release out thanking him for his courtesy and being a nice guy.
Okay, she probably thought, the guys that made that movie American Pie did what? It was a good movie, though.
Well, it gave us the word MILF.
Did.
Can't.
Absolutely did give us that. Oh, her. She's the best. She's in Mensa. She's a Mensa member. With her Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. All right, Belle. Show us what song you have if you think you're going to win.
What?
Oh, we got to know. I want to hear what song you have.
Oh.
Yeah, you just don't get to just say, we win, I got 57%.
Well, that was the longest number one hit on the Billboard charts at 8 minutes and 33 seconds.
All right.
So long it had to be printed in two, and one half of it was on the A side of the single, and the other half was on the B side.
Yeah, every DJ had to have a bathroom song. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, you can only play that so many times. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
Can you imagine that it was almost like the 8-tracks used to do, where it would get towards the end of the tape and then it would click and it would fade down and it'd come up on the next track. It's like, I just want to hear my song. Why do I have to turn the record over?
Well, it's like, what were those things? The stupid video disc. Remember those laser discs?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I really like. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Flip it over, put it back in. What do you guys think of that? Look how sharp it is.
Did you know they actually had a different format that was video, but you would put it in the machine and it would drop a needle down and play it like a record would. But they were getting the video and the audio signal from the same track.
Really?
Yeah. I heard about that for the first time maybe 4 months ago, and it just fascinated me.
Man, that is the whole thought process that you think about it today in today's world, all the stuff we have. But kids couldn't even fathom the fact that you can't hear the whole song on a side of an album.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't what's a side? What do you mean side?
You know, I mean, they couldn't even fathom that. My kids couldn't even think about anything like that whatsoever. It's what are you talking about?
What's a single? Isn't everything a single then?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the taping something. What do you mean you had to wait for the song to come on the radio? Well, if you were really quick and you had your thing and you hit play and record, you could tape it if you didn't own it. But outside of that, no, there was no going somewhere to just pull it back and listen to it as much as you want.
Yeah, got to hit that post, baby.
Yeah, but we like that stuff. No. Yeah. So they couldn't even find out stuff about the band. You had to actually search it out. How many people take that? You'd open up the cassette or the thing and you read the sleeve and who helped produce it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, it's 2 seconds. Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Tiger Beat. Do you remember how many times I was on Tiger Beat? None.
I was so obsessed with liner notes and stuff like that. It was through the liner notes that I realized that things like Journey's producer Mike Stone was actually Queen's engineer.
See? And that's where you learn to read. Yeah. And you know what else? Without like stuff like that, liner notes and records, where were you gonna tape all the cocaine for the people? In your payola.
Plus, you had magazines like Hit Parader and Circus and stuff like that. But what I didn't know when I was reading that stuff as a kid was about 50 to 75% of that crap was made up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We didn't know any better.
Do you remember, like, what was it? If you wanted fan clubs.
Yeah.
Remember fan clubs? Most kids don't know what a fan club is, but not all of them ended like Selena. So
thankfully,
but used to mail in stuff like I'm part of the Duran Duran fan club or the Bangles.
I was in the Journey fan club and I was in the ABBA fan club. And when you think of that and you had to pay to be in it and your contact with the band wasn't necessarily any greater, you just got a certain amount of information sent to you that the average person didn't get. And now you want to talk to the artist? Yeah, just hit them up on social media. They'll write you back.
Yeah, or hell, they probably have a cameo.
Yeah.
Yes, always a P.O. box.
Because you don't want everybody to know where the management company is.
No. I tell the kids, if you really want to know about a fan club, Brady Bunch. How do you think Davy came to sing? Remember that? Didn't Marcia get Davy to come sing because she was part of the president of the Davy Jones fan club? It's pretty awesome. All right, Belle, that's your stupid song. What do you have for us, Ken? That's awesome.
Well, I met him. We were acquainted.
He made you
for a
eat
minute.
goldfish.
Correct. Baby carp.
Oh, good God. Somebody said I was in the Alf. Oh, the Alf. There was a fan club for Alf? No way. Yeah. Was it? Yeah, and he wanted to eat a cat.
Well, that was a staple food on his planet.
It was. It was. That was totally staple food.
He got here and he was like, "Would you keep these things as pets? What are you, out of your mind?"
What do you got? These? Yeah. Don't forget BMG and Columbia House Music Clubs, 12 tapes for a penny.
And then 10 more for $15 each.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't fold out. It was usually just the cover, and that's it.
And they would have like a white bar above and below the cover art, which shrunk it down even further. So annoying.
But it was only a penny for 10. And then after that, it was $4,000 for another 8 that you had to buy. So you better make the first ones good.
We'll put gas in your car, but then we're coming back for the car.
Yeah, you don't want to find out you got denied for a car loan because your Columbia House is chasing you. Oh, my song comes from the donkey. Eddie Murphy. He did a song on a bet with Richard Pryor that he couldn't do an album that wasn't comedy or any of these other things. $100,000. Rick James produced it. Rick James sang on a lot of stuff because that's Rick, because cocaine is a hell of a drug. You know how I know? Because he talks about it all the time. Plus, everything was about a party. Hurt me. How they do. This was it. He did it. Phenomenal song. Got to number 2. And then some guy named Lionel Richie crushed his soul.
Yeah, who was that guy, Lionel Richie?
I don't know. He was in a band before that. Was it Earth, Wind, and Commodores? That'd be a cool name for a band.
That must have been soul crushing for Eddie, because he knew that was probably his one chance to have a number 1 song and be able to say that on his resume. And he got blocked.
And that was during remember there was like a 16-month period where every single song that Lionel Richie released, Dancing on the Ceiling, Say You, Say Me, all of it.
Yeah.
Number 1.
That dude, he could have read poetry.
Yeah.
And it would have gone to number 1.
And
Michael Jackson blocked out Journey from hitting number 1 with Open Arms.
Yeah.
Got to number 2, and that was it.
That's it. But put a telephone in your butt. Put a dinosaur bone in your butt.
Sorry, but that is funny no matter how many times
I'm sorry.
you say
That's one of the songs on their Party All the Time is fine, but Boogie in Your Butt is just a whole nother world of cool. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up straight ahead. I think Bell won today, but don't worry. We'll get that belt back even if we have to cheat, Ken.
I'm going to hide it.
Yeah, I'm at 59%.
I'm at 59%.
Ken's at 19. You're at 22, so we'll call this a win for me.
Yeah, we're going to call that
Son
a
of
win.
a biscuit eater.
All right, coming up, we're going to wrap it up. Matt's here. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Wrapping it up on this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Is it warm outside Wednesday?
I wouldn't say, it's all right.
It's all right.
To be the middle of June, can't complain.
All right.
I mean, I guess we could complain.
We can, but it's the humidity. I got the heat. The humidity sometimes gets you to the swamp ass.
Nice wet heat.
I'm done with summer. Let's have winter.
Moist.
It's not even summer yet, Bill.
Yeah, Bell.
Well, I'm done with it already.
Bell, what's your favorite season?
Fall. Definitely fall.
Nap season.
Nap season.
He loves nap season.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
What were the songs today? I always like playing this game when I come in because I miss it when it's actually played. So I get to vote at the end, and then let me guess who won based on the songs. I have no idea who won. So
there was American Pie by Don McLean.
Don McLean didn't have another hit,
and he did, but part of the parameters is most people. It's almost like with Lee Greenwood. He had plenty of hits, but nobody ever thinks about anything.
Ring on a finger and time on a hand. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But nobody knows. Nobody. I mean, Don McLean. I always thought he only had one hit.
So Don McLean did have more hits.
He had 2.
So he had 2 hits. So now it's 2-hit wonder.
No.
Wednesday.
It's part of the parameters can be that people only remember him for that one thing.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and guess that American Pie was Bell's.
No, hold on. What?
We know it is.
I know it's your show, but you don't have to run it.
It's
for
not
everybody.
my show. It's
Chad's talking about him. But
it's Chad.
The next one was Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that's a good one.
And Don't Close Your Eyes by Kix.
Well, but see, Eddie Murphy had another hit too. It's called Boogie in Your Butt.
We've been singing it. It didn't hit, but it was the greatest. Put a dinosaur bone in your butt. Put a telephone in your butt.
Boogie in your butt. What? It's a boogie in your butt. What? What y'all? If y'all never heard that song, it's because the guy. What y'all talk about putting things in people's butts? What? Y'all nasty. Talk about putting things in your. Put a little man up your butt. Put a pile of sand up your butt. Put your whole hand up your butt. Put a tie band up your butt.
Such a great song.
It's such a good song. Anyway, I'm sorry, Bell. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, it was Don McLean, American Pie, the Eddie Murphy track, and then Kix, Don't Close Your Eyes.
Well, clearly American Pie won.
Yes.
But I would argue it's a violation of the rules.
Well, it's not just a bunch of marijuana smokers.
You got to remember
the
rules are we pick the rules.
And by we, you mean you?
No, all three of us. We could change them at any point.
It's what's the thing that you're known for, really?
I'm just waiting for the day. I know the lights go down. Either I'm going blind or the lights go down. I'm just waiting for the day when y'all three get together and go, "Hey, we've done them all."
Next week, I'm going to do AC/DC Back in Black.
Next week, I'm doing the Beatles.
One hit they had that week. You guys have a good one, Matt's for Dad.
It is 3 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got a stalled vehicle blocking the right lane, 40 eastbound right there at Hermitage.